Alright everybody, we are into the game. We're going to be watching Fnatic versus Western Wolves MTW. Same thing, right? This is the third game that we've seen them play today. I think it's all the same players. It probably is. They're all alt accounts kind of a thing. Synderen is picking for them for God's sake, so Synderen is their new magical captain. This is not official, but this is rumors and a little bit of evidence involved. So basically what's happening is MTW might be disbanding, Synderen might be joining Western Wolves might be joining MTW, whichever organization is probably better is what's going to happen, but I'm not really sure what the deal is. I just know for a fact that Fnatic is there and Fnatic is fine. So there's a bunch of their players, Fly, No Tail, Nova, Hani, as well as Era. I believe their Serbian team, I might be incorrect. I threw the Serbian flag up there. I might not be right. Not sure. But anyways, banned so far, we see a Broodmother, Ricky Maru, Invoker, and a Nature's Prophet. So, missing a couple awesome heroes. Chen is still in the pool, and Chant's still in the pool. We have Shadow Shaman, possibility, Windrunner, Tidehunter, any other magical heroes I'm missing. Maybe a Beastmaster, something like that. Those are all options. Venomancer. All of these heroes in the pool can be played effectively in various different strats. And a Lycan is going to get banned by Synderen, and works out pretty well. Going to prevent Fnatic from doing any nasty shenanigans with spawning creeps and stuff. Chen's going to get banned there for Fnatic, so Synderen's team does get first pick. Whoa, they've got Dire in first pick. That's very weird. I don't know if that was a mistake or not, but they're going to first draft a Windrunner. And Fnatic now getting 2 response picks. Probably going to Tide at least. Tide is pretty much the go-to support here. Arguably, well, pretty much for sure the best teamfight support in the game. Don't think there's many heroes that are better than him in that sense. I mean, there's pushing supports, there's things like that. Some of the other supports obviously have a lot of good viability in other ways, but teamfight is not necessarily their strength, so.
10 seconds remaining.
Leshrac also a very good pick. I think that's a very smart pick. Leshrac, great pick. Western Wolves goes for Beastmaster right off the bat. Leshrac, great tower pushing. He's got pretty good team fight. He's a little squishy sometimes early, but if he can boost up his HP, if he goes more HP than mana pool early, I think that would be a smarter choice here because they're going to have to worry about Shackle Shots, Beastmaster Roars, and if Leshrac gets out of position, he's going to get bursted down every team fight. Kind of similar to what happens to a Rasta early game, or even a hero like Tinker sometimes. Now, Nigma will be drafted next for Western Wolves, giving them some good team fight. Black Holes. Malphus is excellent. One of the best disables in the game. And now Fnatic gets a single pick before we go into the banning round. Probably going to grab a farm-dependent hero, maybe a solo mid. Tinker is a possibility. Tinker's been seeing a lot of play lately. I need to turn myself back offline so Selena Gomez does not announce that she is playing. Offline.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
And we are down to a minute and 30 seconds bonus time before they have to guarantee their pick. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. We appreciate it. We're watching Star Series today. If you guys didn't catch any of yesterday's streams, we casted the entire Ghostly League qualifier number 4. It was a 32-team single elimination bracket. I'm not going to spoil the winner, but there's lots of awesome VODs to watch, so feel free to tune into those later. Also uploading a couple of those to my YouTube channel, so there's lots of stuff to watch. So. But I appreciate you guys for choosing my stream. I know there are other options. And Tinker is actually going to be their pick, so everybody jumping on the Tinker bandwagon, man. Loving it. Tinker's Marching Machines has been very... I'm actually getting a little bored of Tinker, believe it or not. He's shifting in... I should make like a tier list of just boredom. So just like heroes I'm completely bored of watching. And then... I don't know. It would be fun to update that. That'd be kind of a funny little thing that I could make, but... nothing serious. I would do regularly. That'd be pretty cool, though. Heroes I'm bored of. Tinker is definitely on that list. I would probably... I'm okay with Windrunner right now. A little bored of Tide, probably, but... definitely a little bored of Tinker. Seen him almost every single game, actually. Very, very often, at least. I mean, he's got a great skill set. Pick up the Boots of Travel. You can be here at a lot of global positioning, and obviously Sheep Rearm is amazing. His team fight potential is just so high, but... second round banned so far, we're going to see a Venomancer, a Storm Spirit, and Enchant, and one more hero come out of the Radiant team. Maybe we'll see a Queen of Pain get played. Queen of Pain moving into the boredom range. Definitely getting close. Heroes that I would love to see. Syllabear, but he's not here. He's not here yet. Hopefully patch tonight, patch tomorrow, something like that. Syllabear in CM Pool, and more awesome heroes coming in. Pandarian Brewmaster will see play, guaranteed. Phantom Lancer might see play. I would actually love to see a Phantom Lancer play. Might just be Lancer. I don't know what his new name is going to be. It might be copyright protected. But lots of awesome heroes coming into the game. Still so many fun heroes that we can see play from. So
5 seconds remaining.
just one. Wait. All right. Almost two. Almost two sneezes. Headset, I love you. Alright, final ban from Fnatic here. Taking a lot of time in this one. Probably wants to ban a support. Dire team is missing mostly support heroes. They could support Windrunner, but that's very unlikely. Or at least it is unlikely is probably the best way to describe that. So Crystal Maiden, Vengeful Spirit, good options. And they're going to go for Avenge. So this would have been first pick towards Western Wolves, so they grabbed the Crystal Maiden instead. And now Fnatic says, oh, now we can't get Avenge. And they're going to actually go for a Queen of Pain. So this is a pretty common strat. And the reason that there's oftentimes Queen of Pains with the Tinker is because you want to put mobile heroes with other mobile heroes. Because all of a sudden their ganking is not just limited to Tinker TPing in. All of a sudden Queen of Pain could blink from darkness or TP in and then blink, and they have very, very good reach. And when their reach is increased, they're more able to get ganks off successfully, at least in obscure parts of the map. So with the Queen of Pain and the Tinker, they also have a lot of magic nukes. That means the Dire team is going to definitely go for Black King bars. Actually, all four of the Radiant team is heavily countered by BKB. So I expect to see BKBs everywhere for Western Wolves, and they're actually going to draft an Anti-Mage. So they are going for the Anti-Mage carry all the way. Spell Shield is going to be up for him. He's going to be able to block a lot of damage. And Fnatic's actually going to go for a Morphling. Very interesting. Anti-Mage is a Morphling counter. Anti-Mage first saw success and popularity by countering Morphling. There was a time in the game where Morphling was like the go-to carry, played all the time, very, very often played. And then Anti-Mage saw some resurgence, or not resurgence, but finally started seeing play because a Morphling without mana is a dead Morphling. He cannot morph strengths, he can't morph stats, he can't do waveforms, he can't do adaptive strikes. The downside is that before Anti-Mage gets his Manta style, it's semi-even. If Morphling is level 6 and they're in a one-on-one fight, it's semi-even because Morphling can make a replicant of Anti-Mage and then he can drain Anti-Mage's own mana. But once Anti-Mage grabs a Manta style, can hop into a team fight, drain all Morphling's mana, things are not looking good. So Morphling has got to be very careful. That timing window has to be, it's a very close period of time. Can Morphling get enough items where he doesn't have to worry that much about Anti-Mage Manta? Like, can he get a Manta of his own? Or is Anti-Mage going to be higher up in farm and therefore will have a Manta style first? It's a very close interaction, and hopefully the Radiant team can get their Morphling more farmed than the Anti-Mage, or they have to worry about the obscene farm coming out of the Anti-Mage. So probably will grab a Battle Fury, may go for a Vanguard, but probably just a Battle Fury. It's mostly just magic nukes, so he's probably going to be a little safe with that. Tinker may go for Mist Laser as well. Laser is pure damage. That goes straight through Anti-Mage and prevents him from hitting for 3 seconds, which is very strong. Something that may be nerfed down a little bit in the future, but for now it's fine. I need to minimize my iTunes so I can read your chat. Apparently people are saying Fnatic is an EU mix. Germany, Denmark, Israel. Alright, fine. I'm doing it. Do some research, lazy. Come on, you guys. I'm busy. Use your brain. I don't always have time to look that stuff up, so... Alright, I'll give him a European flag. Done. Magic is completed. No need to... Don't worry, guys. You can stop complaining now. Feel free. Whenever you're done. I mean, I guess technically you're entitled, but... Alright, so, for the Radiant Team Fnatic, we have No Tail playing the Queen of Pain. Nova is on the Tidehunter. We have Hanny playing the Tinker.
Prepare for battle.
This is Just Fly playing Leshrac and Arrow on the Morphling. So I don't know if No Fly is actually his tag or not. They have a lot of no's in their names. There's Fly, Nova. Did I miscall something? Hanny? Nova. Fly. No Tail. And Arrow. So there was no Fly. I was just confused. Excuse me. Alright, so for the Dire team, we have Anti-Mage being played by Shakska. Cinderin is going to be playing Windrunner. We have Funzi on the Beastmaster. Effing Mad on Enigma. And finally Crystal Maiden played by Kebab. Playing the support. So Wardian will begin. If they have wards, we'll see. Yeah, Enigma does have a ward up. A lot of regen here, so it looks like he will be jungling, but one observer ward in this general area. And there it is. That's going to give good vision of whoever the solo hero is for Fnatic. And that way, the support heroes who are close by can always know when it's time to swing around the back and try to get a gank off. The rest of Fnatic hanging out by the top rune. Synderen not going to scout them out, actually. They did a nice job making sure that there's no vision up. And Funzy looks like he's going to go solo the bot lane. So has not yet cut the trees down. Sometimes we see Beastmasters come down here, take out the entire trees, and then go back to heal. But Beastmaster just going to shift bottom. They did this the last game as well. Shifts to the bottom. That way he can control the rune. It's actually going to be a double damage, so he will snake that one. Probably going to wait a little bit. That way he can get to the creep wave with a DD and get good last hits for the first 45 seconds or so. And in the meantime, Synderen soloing mid as a Windrunner that's going to be up against a Queen of Pain. And top is looking to be a tri-lane versus tri-lane situation, perhaps. Tinker is actually going top. He will have Missile, which will hit on 2 heroes. It's pretty nice. And Tidehunter, Leshrac possibly supporting and possibly roaming. They might actually go bottom. I guess I don't really know. I guess they're almost going to have to support Tinker top, otherwise he will get ganked, guaranteed. And they're still kind of hanging out. They do drop down an Observer Ward. Crystal Maiden's going to do a little bit of AoE damage there. Not a whole lot, but at least scares them a little bit. Is it worth the 100 damage? Probably. I would say go for it. It doesn't have a lot to cast at this moment anyways. It may even be able to get another one off. Might get caught though. If he gets gushed and follow-up stunned, it could be really bad for him. In the meantime, he's going to do a stack, attempting to do a stack, and he is actually going to get it. Oh, there's an Observer Ward though. Nicely done. It's going to prevent the stack from happening. He pulls that into the tower just a little bit, but no damage is done. And now it's an offensive tri-lane with a Tinker, Tidehunter, and a Leshrac. Very, very weird. Not going to be the easiest stuns from Leshrac, but since they do have a tri-lane setup, it's a Anti-Mage Crystal Maiden dual lane, which is moderately strong but not amazing. He actually eats a couple trees through here. I don't know if is that somebody using a disable, looking for a stun perhaps from Leshrac. He is going to dodge it. Nice job from Kabap, but he's in a lot of trouble now. There will be a gush. Missiles coming through. Only lands on Anti-Mage actually, so is able to survive from that. That was a little scary though. And Anti-Mage now with Blink might get caught. We'll see. He's going to trade a couple hits, draining mana from the Tidehunter. Good plays there. And now Tide almost completely out of mana. We'll have one Clarity Potion, but Shoxco is just going to pop a cell from that one. Pretty decent trade, dropping all of the mana out of the Tidehunter there. He's actually draining a lot now, 40 mana per hit. Mana is very, it's very precious. If you're playing a support hero on a tri-lane, it's very precious. He's going to have to salve plus clarity, and then he's going to have enough for one gush. That's it. One gush and he's out. Unless somebody gets a Basilius or a Arcane Boots or something like that. Now Queen of Pain will grab a regen on the mid lane. Bot lane once again is a Morphling solo up against a Beastmaster, which is good for Morphling for sure. Just have that ranged advantage. We can check individual CS totals in a second. There's a bottle coming for Synderen. No tail, one of each skill. And the gold graph is slightly in the Dire team's favor, but not a huge deal. This is probably because Enigma has been jungling this whole time. He's going to pop his Clarity Potion. Ooh, if that would have been denied, that would have been really rough. He's going to have a single level Malefice, but that's not a whole lot at all. I like how he ended up denying a creep and then came back to the jungle. It's kind of a cool little thing. It gives him a little bit more map control, or a little bit more lane control. A little bit less EXP goes to this tri-lane. 2 of the support heroes of which, one of them has finally hit level 2, but Crystal Maiden almost getting caught there, but good positioning so far. And let's look at the CS numbers. I know I talked about it before, but a little distracted. 12 and 2 on Queen of Pain, up against a Windrunner who's 13 and 3, so absolutely dead even there. They're doing fine.
Thought you had that, didn't you?
He is like really making a nice little path. Juke potential, man. Have they found the secret path yet? I don't know if they have. Fly thinking about throwing stuns, but keeps canceling it. On the bot lane, we have Morphling, who's at 15 and 1 versus a Beastmaster, who's 17 and 4. So Beastmaster apparently doing very good. His base damage is a little bit better, and it's up to 70 damage already. Morphling not doing too bad though, in terms of damage. That is, he's actually morphed some of his. Yeah, it looks like he's morphed some of his strength to agility for better last hitting. Very smart choice. But this is where the action is. This tri-lane, man. Whenever there's tri-lanes, there's not going to be a lot of roaming. There will be a lot of heroes standing by each other. Enigma doesn't even have a stun, just now picks it up. 2 stuns of Malefice at least. See if Anti-Mage trades some hits. Hanny is going to go march to the machines as well, but he's going to be slow to get there because he is not in a solo lane. And Synderen now shifting towards the bot lane. It will be an invis. Could perhaps gank with that one. In the meantime, Anti-Mage not really getting a whole lot of farm. It's looking pretty good for Fnatic. There's the blinking, looking for Malefice any second. There's the first stun. There's the second stun. And Anti-Mage gets the first blood, picking that one up very, very easy. Tide completely out of position there. And Frostbite doing some good work, so Anti-Mage snags that one up. Western Wolves is looking good. They are up to 1,200 gold now. Clarity Potion on Leshrac. There is a Ring of Basilius up on Tinker, actually, so providing some nice mana regen to his allies as well as armor. Armor is so important. Maybe not so much in the early game, but in the mid to late game, it's huge. When your HP is much higher, coming in for Leshrac. There's the Frostbite as well as the slow coming through. The stun's going to actually miss everybody there. Fly gets dropped. Effing Mad picks up that one. That was a huge mistake, trying to be way too aggressive. Tide wasn't even back yet, and now that they gave a kill, this lane is in some ways completely lost. So this is going to be looking really scary for Fnatic at the moment. They're doing fine mid. Morphling is doing okay bottom, but actually it's completely out of region here. Beastmaster is just trading hits. He still doesn't have a Ring of Health, and it's on the way. So unfortunately for him, hasn't been able to push the lane up and grab that Ring of Health quite yet. And Fnatic on the top lane, losing their tri lane here. Thus far, at least. It's 2 kills, it's not over, but Anti-Mage getting kills is scary. Scary stuff, man. No Tail blinks forward, does a dagger as well as a Scream of Pain, and Windrunner doing some nice hit trading. Morphling taking some more hits from Beastmaster. Once again, is regenerating up slowly. The boar doing a little bit of damage here. Axe is going to be casted, doing a little bit of hits, and he does have his Primal Roar ready to go if he needs it. Maybe if he has enough mana for an Axis plus another Roar, he'll go for it, but he's actually not going to have enough. He's still about 120 short. 100 short at least. And Tidehunter back on the top lane, level 3 Leshrac as well, 2 levels of Edict, so looking pretty strong, but thus far, Hanny Soul Ring up, Basilius no boots quite yet, and Windrunner bottles up a DD rune, going to bring herself a magic wand, so pretty strong item choices. Queen of Pain going to back up, pull the creep wave past, no boots for her yet, but she does have the gold at least. They actually have very, very similar items. Very, very similar items, pretty much the same stuff.
Double damage.
Ooh, we're going to see a stun going on Anti-Mage. He probably, yeah, he will get the blink away, but takes a pretty good hit there. He's going to regen up slowly. Gush, Anchor Smash, as well as a couple nukes. Now, the reason that he's skilled March of the Machines, not only is it a very strong farming skill, but it's great for pushing as well, which is the main, probably the main use that they're going for here. And there's the Edict being used on Leshrac. Does disable his Clarity Potion, though, and starts the deny. But look at the tower damage that was just done. Just by a simple Edict. There's the AoE slow. Leshrac will not be jumped on, though. Anti-Mage's HP is still way too low. And where's Queen of Pain at? Queen of Pain, where are you at? Queen of Pain. She's actually back at the base, so... Bot tower still taking a little bit of catapult damage here. Eidolon's around as well. Apparently, Effing Mad is switching to the enemy team's jungle, I guess. Crystal Maiden coming from the back, has no mana, though. 2-charge wand, and here goes, coming in. There's the AoE slow, does a lot of damage. Tinker goes down, shoots the missile off of Shakska, taking a lot. Stun as well, that's going to be his death. Great stun from Fly. That was so important, 2-second stun, especially with the Gush on him, minus armor, and bonus damage from Edict then. That was huge. They did get the Anti-Mage at least. They lost Tinker, but they got the Anti-Mage. Shackle coming in, not going to land on Fly. Tough loss for Cinnamon, but great Frostbite. Power Shot does one hit, and Kabab may end up dying. Yes, he is going to get picked off. Windrunner trying to do as much as possible. Looking for a Shackle in 2, but Cinderin taking some more nukes, and no more mana up on Tidehunter. Even if he pops his wand here, it's not going to be enough, so... I guess they're going to Shackle Nova. Shock's going to come in, going to drain the rest of the mana. He's down to 400 HP, but needs a good Power Shot, and unfortunately he doesn't have the mana for it. There it is. Power Shot's going to completely miss, so Cinderin will have to go back to his lane now, completely out of mana, completely out of regen. Denies the catapult at least, and in the meantime, Effing Mad picks up an illusion. Boots wand. Looks like Enigma gets killed on Morphling on the bot lane using Beastmaster as well. They apparently cast a black hole a long time ago. No idea. Enigma gets the last hit on the tower. He is doing quite good, getting very, very close to his mech, but might just grab treads here. Nope. Ring of Health, actually. Interesting. So possibly going for a pipe, I guess. Lincoln Sphere pipe. Probably pipe. Yeah, I guess it's gonna be a pipe. I thought he would have got a mech. Oh, I guess they have a Windrunner. Windrunner's going to grab a mech this game, so... Enigma will be farming up the pipe instead. That is the trade they're going for. Tinker's still level 5. Last hits so far. Tinker is up to 34 and 10. Anti-Mage at 30 and 2. But Anti-Mage does have 2 kills. Unlike Tinker, who's only died once with 1 assist. 50 last hits on Queen of Pain and 33 on Morphling. So they only have 3 heroes that have any farm, pretty much. The support here is not doing a whole lot, and... Dire team in a disadvantage, and that's the problem with an offensive tri-lane. There's not nearly as much pulling you can do. Kabab is going to get jumped on by Fly. Great play by Fly. That was huge. A little bit of slow being applied to Hanny, but Queen of Pain cleans up Not worth it for the trade for the Radiant team. They're trading a Tinker for a Crystal Maiden and an Anti-Mage, but Leshrac had a great play there. Crystal Maiden was coming in to disable the Tinker. Tinker was way out of position at that point, and if the slows would have been applied here instead of down here, Tinker would have died much more quickly. Morphling is going to get a kill on the bot lane on Beastmaster with a little bit of help from, looks like, Tidehunter. But that was very important. Stun the Crystal Maiden, stop the disables, came in with the Edict, got the Crystal Maiden kill. And then Queen of Pain shows up, bursts down the Anti-Mage as well. He actually only has 1 level of Spell Shield, goes for Wand, didn't get the Wand press off in time. He will find 1 illusion. Gonna let it go. And Tower is also down in the meantime, so Fnatic getting a nice little advantage there. As you can see, the graph jumps up. It's 2 kills as well as the tower. Dire team has taken 1 tower themselves. That was Enigma. We actually saw that one, so. And Morphling going for a really fast Perseverance here. He actually has a very high base HP at the moment. Probably because Morph is giving him 6 strength and agility. And now Tinker going towards the mid lane. Still level 6. The most under-leveled Tinker, but that's a tri-lane, man. Yeah, when you put a tri-lane top, you have to get kills. Because if you fail, if you don't get kills, your lane is failed. You can't pull very effectively. You can actually pull this camp, but against the Dire team, it's a little tough to pull. So, and Kabap just going to completely cover the Anti-Mage. A little afraid for him. In the meantime, a lot of Radiant heroes mid. We're going to see TP incoming from Leshrac. And Queen of Pain picks up a Void Stone, but there's the Martian Machines that'll push the wave at least a little bit here. Only a level 3. Syndra actually taking a little bit of damage. And Power Shot clearing that as well. So Synd up with a Phase 1 bottle. And Crystal Maiden now going to TP towards the mid lane. And No-Tail back in the jungle. He's actually looking for a kill possibility. Might try to kill Anti-Mage, but it's not really a good matchup there. He's got to run into Syndra, and Syndra has the vision, looking for Shackle, not going to land it. A couple hits, blink up to the high ground. And they do actually have vision of this, so going to hit him from the low ground. Power Shot at least. Anti-Mage goes up. There's the ulti. Might burst him down. Tide Ravage as well. They get the Anti-Mage. I can't believe it. No-Tail looking for a blink. Frost bit, and he is going to go down. But Kabap may pay for this one in the meantime. 3 levels of Edict. There's the Wand Press, the mini stun. It might be enough to stun. No. Syndra barely keeps him alive. Roar as well. Great play from Western Wolves coming back from this one. Malefice now in Tidehunter axes as well. He's going to anchor smash this, but his Ravage is long gone, and he is able to get picked off. Wow, great play from MTW. I thought that was going to be way worse for them. I thought for sure Fnatic had that one. Pop the Ravage, picks off the Anti-Mage, stun on the high ground, and Crystal Maiden almost dropped, but the mini stun from Syndra was barely enough to keep him alive, and then they chased down the remaining support heroes, so Handy's going to cast the Marching Machines. Missile's doing some damage as well, but the tower will go down. Windrunner Snag is that last hit. And Western Wolves is definitely looking good. Just a slight gold advantage for them. But Anti-Mage did die. You know, that's like 2 or 3 deaths for Anti-Mage now. Up to 3 deaths, wow. Great decision making by Fnatic, able to get the kill on the high ground. They still had this ward, so I think they had vision there. We can check this. Does this work? No, it's still bugged. Sad day. You used to be able to switch vision between both teams, but cannot do that anymore. 1700 gold now on Tinker, so he's about 200 away from his Boots of Travel. Syndra still harassing here. And just about to finish the mech, 300 gold away from that one. Rune is long gone. And Morphling on the bot lane. Let's compare his farm to Anti-Mage. He has died once, only has 1 kill, but he's got 61 last hits. Anti-Mage up to 52 now, so Morphling is slightly ahead here. But Anti-Mage has more kills, so it's hard to say. I guess we can look at the actual numbers. Morphling is at 4,100, Anti-Mage about 500 up on that, so mostly tower kills, so they're going in. Gonna do some damage to the Anti-Mage. 1 Malefice on Queen of Pain, looking for a blink possibility. Tide goes in, gonna pressure them. Doesn't have Ravage, but he's gonna scare him back. Good item choices so far. Tango, Smoke, Observer Ward's Wand. I love to see this up on support heroes. And Queen of Pain now level 9, 2 levels of Blink, 2 levels of Shadow Strike with a max Scream of Pain. Ulti always ready to go, and Syndra's actually going to go purchase an item possibly. It looks like his mech is on the way. There it is. And Arrow on the bot lane, level 11 now, so up to 1800 gold. He might just go, looks like he's going Linken's before Treads. A little bit of an interesting choice, but will give him some nice survivability against nukes. 1 Malefice will be blocked. 1 Anti-Mage ulti. 1 Crystal Maiden Frostbite, something like that. Even Roar can get disabled, so He might get ganked though. There's the roar. Anti-mage coming in, draining the mana. Could be in a lot of trouble. His mana is completely drained, and now he's going to be slowly walking back to base. He's going to make a replicant, but he doesn't have the mana. There's the ulti. And that is the problem with Anti-Mage, man. Drains all of Morphling's mana. Doesn't get the waveform off. Doesn't have a wand yet. Wand might have been useful. Had just enough mana drain to prevent the waveform from happening. He was pretty far forward, so in some ways he did deserve to die there. But Syndering going back mid. Another TP as well. That's Tinker actually coming in and might try to pressure this. A couple of hits here. There's the Glyph. And another TP. Who else? No, that's a Dire Team. Dire Team TP coming in. It's going to be Beastmaster looking for a disable, but he's already used Roar. Couple more hits on No Tail. Armor very low, but we'll be able to blink away, and that's going to be the defense. So mid tower will be deniable. We'll see if Western Wolves goes for it. Sometimes you just don't notice in the action. So Effie man up on the high ground. Power treads with Hood. He's very, very survivable, especially against the team lineup. Most of them are just magic damage, so he's going to be very happy with this item choice. They have actually not defended, or denied it at least, so we might see Queen of Pain do a little bit of pushing up mid. And with that Voidstone pickup, probably is going to go for a fast Sheepstick. Definitely a good item choice against Anti-Mage, but here comes the gank on Leshrac. Is he going to be able to TP out? He's got some juking, but the nice bird. There's the Edict as well, and the stun. Looking for a Frostbite. There's the Frost Nova. There's the Frostbite, and plenty of damage is done. Tinker Missile coming through. Tide's going to Ravage, catches 3 heroes. Gale as well as, oh my god, the Queen of Pain ulti cleans up 3 heroes. That was huge. MTW Cinder now running away. And Tidehunter is going to have possibly enough mana. The arrow, the missile, sorry, needs to pop his wand. Here comes the Gush. Not going to be enough damage. Windrun is used down to 100 HP, and Morphling comes through. He wants this kill. I don't think he's going to get it, though. There's the smoke. Going to make Morphling a little bit faster here, but I don't think he's going to grab it. At some point, it's getting disabled anyways. Yeah, Phase Boot's too fast, man. Windrunner makes it out. Smoke completely wasted, more or less. In the meantime, Anti-Mage counter pushing the bot lane, picks up a Claymore, so is going for the Battle Fury first. And Tidehunter up to 1400 gold, so probably going to buy, yep, Arcane Boots it is. Boost up his mana pool a little bit. Queen of Pain pressuring the top lane. Man, that was such a great team fight from Fnatic. Queen of Pain ulti hit 3 heroes there, so huge. I believe that was like Enigma, Crystal Maiden, and Beastmaster. They just got cleaned up so hard. Tide Ravage into Queen of Pain ulti. Strong stuff. Wow, Morphling actually goes for a Boots of Travel this game. Interesting choice. So, a couple things about this. It's going to allow him to farm better. There's at least that point. It makes his movement speed very high. Plus 100 movement speed. Morphling has kind of crappy movement speed, and you want high movement speed if you're being chased by an Anti-Mage. So, at the very least, he can just walk away from Anti-Mage now and be at least the same movement speed. 385 versus 380, I believe. And Hanny's going to pop the missiles down. Morphling continuing to farm down here. We'll get the last hits. And the rest of the Radiant team is actually very, very close. Leshrac goes for Arcane Boots first. And Shock's going to back up just a little bit. Queen of Pain now with an Ultimate Orb, so getting very, very close to Sheep. Being a little slowed by the boar, it looks like. And a Replicant used. He's going to be able to change lanes pretty easily now. It's one nice thing about Morphling. He can just say, I want to heal. He'll go back to base, then he'll use the Replicant to go somewhere else. Actually, the boar finds him there. TP coming in from Hanny, though. Missiles ready to go. Doesn't actually have a bottle this game. A little interesting, but... There's the chase, looking for the roar. Does get it down on Hanny, and Hanny is caught by himself. Disable about to run out. There's the shackle shot. It's going to land him. Morphling going to maybe do something, no. Haste Rune used by Funzy and was able to catch up to the Tinker, so Tinker goes down a little bit out of place. And that's actually his 3rd death now. 84 last hits on Tinker, 78 on Morphling, 94 on Queen of Pain. And for the rest of the Dire team, 75 Windrunner, 61 Beastmaster. We have 90 on Anti-Mage and 110 on Enigma. Enigma's farming really, really well. Best farmer in the game currently. Just about to finish his pipe. About 30 gold away from that one. And there we go. Pipe recipe will be purchased, I'm sure. Possible fight in the mid lane. No Tail actually jumps in, does a little bit of Scream of Pain. Tide's gonna Ravage, only catches 1 here. A little bit of mistake there, but the waveform on Funzy and the Adaptive Strike. Leshrac picks that one up. Tide Ravage, man. I don't like that. Solo Ravages. He thought that was gonna be better than it was. Did not catch either the Windrunner or the Crystal Maiden. Windrunner might get chain duked. Her HP is pretty high, but can't pop the mech. He's gonna be looking for Crystal Maiden instead. She is way less survivable. Very low movement speed. And Handy doing a little bit of rearm action. There's the missile. Effing Mad gonna drop the Malefice. There's the Midnight Pulse. Might black hole this. He's thinking about it. But Crystal Maiden coming through. Once again, Tinker dies. Queen of Pain was showing up, but that's a pipe up on Enigma. Very unlikely that she would be able to kill him solo. And a couple more mistakes made by Fnatic. Tinker dying 2 times. Beastmaster is still dead, but... Oh, No Tail hops in looking for an ulti. Is going to pop it off. Does the damage to effing Mad. Looking for a stun. Does land the stun. Edict damage coming through. And there's the Scream of Pain, and that's plenty of hits. Creep Wave almost stops someone off, but Enigma does get picked off. And Crystal Maiden going to blink out, or TP out now. Very good decision making there. Just around the corner. And there it is. Replicant being used on Anti-Mage to force him back. It does mana drain. It's going to use those to last hit together. Good stuff. And Funzy's still jungling up. So if you look at the gold graph itself, Dire Team at a very slight advantage in terms of gold. Morphling compared to Anti-Mage, Morphling is at 67 now. Anti-Mage about 1,000 gold ahead of him. And he did buy the Boots of Travel, so doesn't have a Lincoln Sphere anywhere in sight. Magic Stick is picked up though, very smart decision. Definitely needs this against Anti-Mage for that burst heal possibility. Or burst mana possibility more than anything else, but his mana regen currently isn't that bad, so. It's like Nova in a little bit of issue. He's gonna get roared on here. Wanted to get a kill on solo combat. Pops of Wand actually almost survived. That was close. Could have used another urn, so that would have been a kill. But I don't know why he was up there. Gets picked off. No Hastery, no Blink Dagger. They caught him. And he looked like he was kind of trading Kabap with a Max Frost Nova as well as Frostbite, sorry. Handy going to defend this one. Getting a little scared from Beastmaster. A little terrified that he's going to probably war. But there's Anti-Mage. Gets daggered at least. There's the Blink forward. A little bit of damage being done. Looking for the stun. Possibly Adaptive Strike. Does stop it. So no TP out. Looking for a stun from Leshrac, but he's going to blink away easily there. And most likely will not be able to get chased. I don't know. Ulti in 30 seconds. More poison damage being applied, but he's going to make it out. Spell Shield, man. It's really good. It's a lot of spell resistance. There's TP's coming top for effing Mad. He may get caught. Fly looking for a stun, but a little bit far back. Need a little bit of movement speed. Looking for a slow, possibly. Queen of Pain goes in. There's the dagger. Scream of Pain as well. Pipe is used now. Looking for a stun. Shackle on Fly. He's in a lot of trouble. Ravage is going to catch everybody, but Leshrac still going to drop down. Gets the Edict damage down at least. And who goes down? That's actually Leshrac dying. Queen of Pain going to fall. Or Tidehunter barely maybe going to survive. He's actually going to needs to buy something. Buy a Bracer, man. Something. Gets power shotted. Sidran picks that one up. Triple kill for Windrunner. That Ravage just barely outside of range of the Windrunner, unfortunately. So she was able to do a lot to the Leshrac, and that gank was just not worth it for Fnatic. So 11 to 17 currently. Still a 3k advantage for the Dire team. And Windrunner possible Force Staff on the way. Yes, it is. Force Staff on the way for the Windrunner. Tower will take some damage. March of the Machines trying to slow things out a little bit. Might kill Cinderin. Oh! Scream of Pain. No! Dagger! Dagger damage. It might do the damage. He's going to try to TP out. It's going to be close. Oh, God, that was close. He thought it was a guaranteed kill. He was like, Windrunner is dead, but wasn't able to get it. Blink forward on Funzy at least. The Scream of Pain on the Windrunner was a little, unfortunately, late. Wow, that's a tough loss. So, great TP out by Cinderin. Very, very good decision making. That was so close. So close. Poison tick damage was just not nearly in time. And Leshrac on the mid lane, level 10. Does pick up a Bracer, but still very squishy. And Tide leaving the base. Didn't buy anything after he died. He went into this cove. He should have at least tried to TP out. That would have been better than anything. But he didn't buy a Bracer. He didn't buy items. He could have bought like Observe Rewards and saved his gold. That's technically a free Observe Reward. If you spend all of your money and prevent you from losing it, that's free money, but didn't make the choice, so just hid there. Coward, got a little terrified, I guess. Morphling now pushing bot lane, does pick up his ultimate orb. Handy gonna show up as well with his Boots of Travel. March of the Machines will clear the creep wave, so they will try to take this tier 1 tower and regain some advantage in this game. Morphling probably still has less farm than Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage up to 93, Morphling at 8k, so I think he has Battle Fury. Yeah, he does have Battle Fury by now. He is back in the base. And here comes Edict. No, they actually already did use Edict, but ranged attack damage at this point is going to be enough. So tower gets last hit by Morphling. Nice pickup. So now he's only about 300 away from the Lincoln Sphere. Top tower goes down. Western Wolves trading there. And TP support on the way. That's Tinker. There's the Force Staff back. Here comes the March of the Machines. Slow things down. Gonna rearm this and focus fire. No glyph for this, so might be a little tough. Missile's gonna slow things down a little bit. A little bit of damage to Cinderin. And another March. Pipe is popped. They're committing to this one. Even Beastmaster is there, but tower is very, very low, down to 100 HP. Last creeps fall, Gush goes down on effing Maddie's in a lot of trouble. Here comes the waveform, does the damage, adaptive strike as well, a couple more hits, needs like 2 hits. Queen of Pain comes in, Scream of Pain gets the last hit. Dagger being wasted, unfortunately, on the Enigma, but Beastmaster's in a lot of trouble. Looking to maybe pop the ulti. I think that would be a miss, or a waste at least. But yeah, they are going to pick off Funzy. Tidehunter trying to grab the last hit, or does grab the last hit. It was actually Morphling trying to steal that one. And in the meantime, mid tower is being defended once again. So top tower goes on. Actually, that's Anti-Mage going in on Hanny. Hanny does have a Force Staff, might juke here, jumping around, looking for Force. Still nothing. Blink from Shockska. He does get juked. Nice play. And unfortunately for Anti-Mage, didn't do quite enough damage, so it's going to rearm that up. Goldgraph's still looking very good. Very even game. It all is going to come down to this point. Morphling versus Anti-Mage. Farm levels remain the same. Towers are pretty even, actually. They're very even. They're completely even. Towers are completely even at this point, so Fnatic just has to try to outfarm the Anti-Mage and outgank the Anti-Mage. Dire team has to try to outfarm the Morphling and gank the Morphling. So depending on how the other teammates can keep them alive or not, that's what's going to decide this game here. I think they're going to need gold advantage for Morphling to beat the Anti-Mage, though. He's got the Lincolns up, so he's got good regen. He will be able to stop at least one nuke. His damage is looking pretty healthy, but it's going to need the Manta style before he can fight Anti-Mage head-on, for sure. He does good physical damage, but definitely will need mana to cast everything else. And Anti-Mage up to a Yasha now, so is pretty close onto his way onto the Manta style. Sorry, brain not working very well right now. Sorry, guys. Now Tidehunter level 11 does have an ulti up. Looks like both teams finally deciding they want to go for Roshan, and at the same time, of course, Crystal Maiden doing an AOE, and they're gonna pick off that Observer Ward on the high ground. Did she place that? I don't know whose Observer that was. Must have been a Dire Observer because it did die. The sentry on the low ground, so. Queen of Pain still about 600 away from that sheep. When she grabs that, she's going to use that tool exactly, precisely to shut down the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage definitely very susceptible to chain disable so that he cannot blink away. His HP is decent, but it's not that amazing. And TP support coming from Tinker. Still has to be pretty careful. Watch out for that ulti. He could go on it. There's the mana. Yeah, he picks it off. Easy kill. Easy kill. Nicely done by Anti-Mage. That was a blink ulti plus 1 hit. Tinker's HP was already at like 50%. It was mostly empty and ends up getting picked off. Easy kill for Anti-Mage, and he's got to be upset about that one. Now the tower's taking a little bit of damage, but no, Queen of Pain's going to show up, defend this one. And that will put her up to a sheep stick. Still needs about 3 last hits, but she will grab that. In the meantime, Western Wolves taking out the Aegis, or taking out Roshan.
Roshan has fallen to
Or Roshan, whichever way you guys want to pronounce it. And Anti-Mage up the mid now, 1400 gold. Side the Vice is finished for Queen of Pain. Not going to have any more mana problems. Still going to have to worry a little bit about HP, but see what she gets next. I think a BKB or maybe a negative Scepter would be good. Maybe a Shivas as well. But in the meantime, Anti-Mage is putting his farm into ridiculous levels, I'm sure. He's up to 462 gold per minute. Morphling is going to find him in the jungle. But they do not want to fight, apparently. Anti-Mage being a little safe, and there's the spawn. Good decision making by Anti-Mage not to fight that. His mana was pretty darn low, so if Morphling drained that up, could have just slowly right-clicked him. Very slowly. Anti-Mage just would have walked away, but 393 gold per minute on Morphling, so he's definitely getting behind. But the rest of his team is apparently making up for it, so Queen of Pain probably being a component. The Dire team doesn't really have any other semi-carry. I mean, Windrunner obviously can make some kind of semi-carry happen, and she does have an ultimate orb, so she's getting closer to her sheep stick, but the Dire team has both Queen of Pain as well as Morphling, and they have Tinker. Tinker, when he finishes his sheep, they're going to have not only Queen of Pain sheep, which has huge reach, but also Tinker sheep, which has plenty of rearm capabilities. So for this fact, I think Fnatic is actually looking pretty good right now. There's a waveform in the mid lane. Shockska might get picked off. Gush, yes! That is going to be his Aegis going down. Spent a lot on that one, but they're going to back off. They don't need to try to pressure this. Queen of Pain will back up. Healing up some mana. Nice little gank there. Aegis is gone. Next time that happens, Anti-Mage will die. That's the important part. So he's almost got his Manta Cell finished. And a lot of gold up on Morphling now, up to 2300. We'll see if he grabs Yasha or Ultimate Orb first. It's going to be a Yasha, so movement speed, damage, attack speed, all good stuff. Definitely the things that he needs to try to beat the Anti-Mage. His attack speed at the moment is really not that great. Partially because he went Boots of Travel over Treads. Treads gives you great attack speed. For the cost especially. And as you can see, I believe it's 30% more. Yeah, 16 agility plus 15 attack speed, so it's 31% more attack speed. Kind of similar to what a Treads would give. Tidehunter picking up a Blink on the mid lane, so he could initiate if he wants to. There's also a Blink on Enigma, so Dire team also looking pretty good in terms of items. We can look at all the items in the game just in case I'm missing something. Drum of Endurance on Beastmaster, sorry. Radiant team. Couple Aquas, a lot of Arcane Boots. Nothing really that out of place. Tinker, how close are you? He's got that Ultimate Orb. Crystal Maiden going for Staff of Wizardry. This will probably be a Force Staff, I'm assuming. Dire team pushing out a little bit. There's going to be a Hex on Shoxka, but there's a lot of illusions here. Actually getting a lot of his mana drained. Frostbite and Queen of Pain, those illusions drain so much. And Anti-Mage's just about out of mana now. Going to drain the rest of the heroes. That Replicant is so annoying, man. Just going to right-click with the Sun here. Fnatic may still want to fight this. There's that Frostbite trying to pick off the illusion. So frustrating. Ability is so good against the enemy team. Anti-Mage has Manta ready to go. Once again, he did grab a Battle Fury at least, so his mana regen is pretty solid. But Fnatic is going to back up from this one. Pretty solid defense thus far. And Hanny with the rearm still only has a level 1 rearm. Opted to go for Max Laser early, which is a smart choice. If you're up against an Anti-Mage, you want that pure damage possibility, and he traded off the faster rearm time for that. It does cost less mana, so it's not a terrible idea to go for this. If you're doing more counter pushing, this is probably, and worried about team fights, I think this is a slightly better option. More burst damage, he won't be able to rearm as fast, which could cause problems, but as a whole, not a huge deal. Now Queen of Pain up to 700 gold. Tinker launching off the missiles. Doing a little bit of damage to Shoxka. Bringing something to him. I don't know what that was. TP scroll, maybe Treads? I'm sure he had Treads this whole time. But Morphling TP's at the top lane now. See what his gold per minute is looking like. He's up to 395 now, so getting a little bit better. Still about 100 per minute behind the Anti-Mage. Tidehunter level 12 in the jungle. Leshrac 20, what is he going to buy? Blink Dagger maybe? Could it be a Blink? Could be a Blink. If you're worried about killing Anti-Mage, you need everybody to be there for the stun. So he could do a Blink forward, split Earth, disable the Anti-Mage for a long period of time. But the problem is if he gets caught, he's in a lot of trouble. So, and his HP is still very low. Might just be a BKB. Morphling apparently, okay. They got Anti-Mage, they did it. I missed it. I freaking missed it, I'm sorry. But Sheep being used. Laser Missile. That was all the disable they had. They literally, okay, they drained his mana probably, using the Replicant, but they shut down Anti-Mage. They killed him, man. Anti-Mage going down on the top lane. And now Goldgraph still to Dire's favor, but with Anti-Mage dying like that, 4, 4, and 3, 252 last hits for him. Morphling doing a little bit of harass, Adaptive Strike. It's going to work down Beastmaster's HP a slight amount. He does have a Vlad's up, and Fnatic may want to push right now since Anti-Mage is gone for a period of time. No tail with a DD. Haste Rune as well. DD is just about to run out. Sheep always ready. The Pig is going to scout things out. Where's the Bird at? Oh, they're going in. Good as Sheep on the Beastmaster. Shackle does land. Adaptive Strike. Good damage coming through. Force Staff. Funzy is going to stay alive just barely. Arrow looking for another Adaptive Strike, but the Blink Scream of Pain gets the last hit. Beastmaster is down, and Fnatic looking to take a tower now. Edict doing the damage. A couple more hits. Glyph is popped. And he did spend his money. Picks up a Mechanism. Interesting. Leshrac going mech. Awesome. I say go for it, man. Armor is up. It's going to make him a lot more survivable against Anti-Mage. Fnatic's going to back off now. Going to go defend the bot lane. Missiles coming through. There's the chase on Nova. Trying to catch effing Mad, but it's nighttime, so vision is not quite there, and he's going to TP out. Both heroes did not know how close they were. And Tinker going to go back to base, healing back up, and so far so good for Fnatic. The Morphling pick is actually working out. Anti-Mage up to 481 gold per minute, that is. Morphling getting closer, up to 420 now. And is that his Manta Style? Yes, it is. Manta Style on the way, so he's going to be able to do a lot more confusion on the Anti-Mage, as long as Anti-Mage also has his Manta, so it kind of comes down to who goes in first. They're probably going to jumble at each other and just Manta split and get confused for a couple seconds, but at the moment, Morphling's got good damage. Adaptive Strike also applying to Mini Stun as well. I don't know what the stun minimum is, but 0.25, so a very, very small mini stun. Smoke used out by Western Wolves, going for a possible gank. Tinker's actually going to go to the mid lane, so I don't think they're going to find anyone there, but they have a lot of aggressive laners for sure. Queen of Pain actually going to TP to the bot lane up to 2,400 gold now, so I definitely think BKB is going to be the route for her. Frostbite is too good. Frostbite is really, really strong. Malefice as well. Shackle Shot. If you can just stop all of those abilities and continue to be aggressive, it's probably the safer bet. But Shivas is also a possibility, boosting upper armor a lot, reducing the attack speed of Anti-Mage. Especially if his BAT nerf. Reducing his attack speed is always going to be great. BAT is your base attack speed, by the way, so that means that Anti-Mage automatically attacks slower than he used to in the past. So it's always nice to reduce that even farther. Morphling now pressuring a little bit, 1400 HP. There's the TP from Anti-Mage, so may spawn a replicant on him. It's a level 3, so it's gonna think about it. There's the sheep. They're coming in. There's the spawn. He can't actually do it right now if he hexes him. Oh, he's gonna get picked off the Tide Ravage, even being burned. And they pick off Anti-Mage. They were absolutely waiting for that one.
Perfect.
Did he use the replicant? Oh, apparently it was somewhere else. So Anti-Mage buys back there, preventing the Rex, and that's a pretty big hit for his gold. That's 1,000 gold now that Anti-Mage does not have. So if we compare gold amounts, yeah, he's at 500 gold per minute. He's got 18,000, but it's technically 17 now because he just spent 1,000 on his buyback there, which puts Morphling a little bit closer. He's still behind, but they do get a pick off. So far, so good. The only downside is Tide Ravage there, which was a little overkill, but they needed some kind of stun. Anti-Mage was very close to blinking out. I thought he was going to make it, but he didn't. And there we go, Anti-Mage backing off into the neutrals. Queen of Pain now up to 3,300 gold. Gonna find the Greater Hawk, but not kill it. Ooh, Dire Team coming through. Western Wolves looking for an opportunity. No initiation. Other than Enigma would have to blink forward Malefice, but not gonna be able to find anybody. And Crystal Maiden also there. So 4 staff, wand, plus treads. Ooh, Morphling being chased by Shockskill, looking for Shackle, not going to get it. That could have been really bad. Could have Manta split on that one, drain all of his mana, possibly go for a kill. There's TP to the bot lane now. Tinker. Blink Pass, still looking for opportunities, but the Western Wolves is still in the jungle here, but they haven't found anybody yet. Both teams kind of poking in and out. Queen of Pain goes in. Is going to hex on the Enigma. Nice 4 staff from Crystal Maiden, keeping him alive for a little bit. Does pop the pipe. Looking for the Sable. The next hex comes through. Yes, Tinker has it finished. There's the rearm. Next hex. It's going to be perma-hexed here. Does get picked off. Enigma not able to get very many black holes this game, that's for sure. Tide talking shit. 2k advantage now for the Dire Team, but a very, very mediocre amount. Anti-Mage pushing the bot lane in the meantime. Hanny going to go back and defend that one. Could actually just sheep these. Sheep is actually a decent way to get rid of illusions, especially if nobody's around. Obviously not a good choice in a team fight, but... And still no item purchases for Queen of Pain. Up to 3,600 gold.
Regeneration.
Now Morphling up to 2,400. Probably will go Butterfly at this point. Butterfly, or it could Ethereal. It's hard to say. Does he want... Alright, these are his options. Does he want to counter the Anti-Mage harder, or does he want to be able to just own the crap out of this Sport Heroes on the Dire Team? If he grabs a Butterfly, that would give him evasion, as well as great attack speed. His illusions would be strong as hell. There would be less mana burn coming through. And he's actually going to pick up an Ultimate Orb, so he might go for a Scotty. Which is not a bad choice. What Scotty does is it applies a slow orb to your attacks as well as to your illusions, so that means that if he attacks Anti-Mage, Anti-Mage will attack slower and move slower as well. So it also kind of fills the same gap as an Ethereal, which is helping you to kill your enemy's supports. If they're slowed down, he just auto-attacks and kills them. And it gives you a lot of stats as well. If we look at the item in shop, it could be a sheep, but I think it's going to be an Eye of Scotty. He's already made the other items, so definitely not going to grab a second Mantis Style or Lincoln Sphere, that's for sure. Could be a sheep, though. It might be a sheep. It would also give him a lot of mana regen, I guess. If he gets drained, he would be able to fight this out. Going for a gank on top, though. Going to grab Synderen. There's the Gush. Couple big nukes here, and might have chain stun, man. Wow, great chain stunning there by Fnatic. Pick off Windrunner top. So, anyways, I think it's gonna be Scotty. There's the item if you guys don't know what it does. 25 attributes, 200 health, 150 mana, and applies a slow. So, very, very rarely grabbed item, but is very, very good. Now Queen of Pain back on the mid lane, picks up a Demon Edge, so probably going to go for an MKB, I think. Looking for True Strike, which means if Anti-Mage ends up picking up a Butterfly, she will be able to hit right through that. He could purchase a Heart right now, but has not quite done that. It's going to be TP coming in. Tinker goes in, looking for the Sheep, doesn't get it. Actually, he makes it through. Morphling comes in. Where did Anti-Mage go? He blinks away. Oh, that was close. Almost got the Sheep off. I hear a Malefice. Fight in the jungle. No tail is going to get absolutely shut down here. Demon Edge not accomplishing anything, and Western Wolves at least getting something out of that, losing Windrunner. Queen of Pain kind of dying for nothing, though. That was a big space of time between those two heroes dying. And Anti-Mage looks like he is purchasing the Heart, so his HP is going to be up a lot higher. That means chain nukes and chain stuns are much harder to be successful. Or much harder to make successful. And Crystal Maiden with Illusions going to go do some scouting. Poor Roshan and his mana. But with the Heart up now, his HP up to 2,700 gold. His damage is not that great, though, is the downside. Morphling up to 2,100, and he does pick up the Aegis, so TP scroll dropped, but not a huge deal. And the push up the mid. So next item probably will be a Butterfly for Anti-Mage. Once again, Queen of Pain wants the MKB to be able to do physical damage. She has got Shreds up, so her attack speed is not bad. Might actually jump on Anti-Mage here. Western Wolves is in position. They would have to kill him twice is the only downside. And they might just defend their tier 2. Does Tide have any new items? Nothing. Morphling back in the jungle in the meantime, doing a little bit of counter pushing top. But Western Wolves looks like they want to push in. Creep wave gets cleared. Anti-Mage hit the tower. A little bit of stun on the illusions. But everybody ready to go. Black King Bar up on Enigma as well, so could pop a huge black hole as well as blink into it. So definitely has good options there. Anti-Mage gets the last hit. It's going to back off. Up to 2k gold now, farming the Ancients. Man, Battle Fury, man. Right click, creeps, get gold. His GPM sitting at about 568 at the moment, definitely higher than Morphling's. Morphling's sitting about 450, and Morphling's doing very good, so very well. There's the gold difference, and last hits themselves. Anti-Mage at 392, Morphling at 285, so 8 assists on Morphling at least. Anti-Mage is actually negative in KD, which is very, very not typical for an Anti-Mage game. It takes very good coordination to get those ganks off. That's the problem. So with the Sheeps, they definitely are able to counter him at least slightly, but you have to have the follow-up stuns. The early game kills are the hardest ones, where you have to land all of the disables perfectly. Leshrak's Split Earth helps a lot for that, because it is a 2-second disable with a pretty low cooldown. So, and Morphling, where you at? Still 2,800 gold, but he's getting very, very close to the Scotty. I believe it's about 6k, just under that, 5750. So that means he is, I think he's about 800 away from it or so. Definitely very close. But Tinker with a Blink Dagger as well will be able to initiate, especially TP initiates, might get jumped on. We'll see. Here comes the Anti-Mage, blinks away. It's going to TP as well, uses the Force Staff, and he's not going to make it, or he will make it, sorry. They will not be able to get the disable off, and yeah, Anti-Mage looks for him, but not going to find him, so. Tinker makes it out scot-free. In the meantime, Morphling continuing to push the top lane. Oh, going on the mid. Synderen taking damage, takes a nuke as well. Scream of Pain. Synderen almost going down 4 steps away. Is he going to survive? There's the reverse sheep. Synderen picking that out. Focus fire. No tail. In a lot of trouble. He's going to blink away. Fly looking for a kill, but not going to get it. Almost casted. Effing man now. Malefice on the Leshrak. Who's going to be running away? Might pop his mech. We'll see. Might be in a little bit of trouble. No Malefice for a period of time. Wow, that was so close. Windrunner was that close to dying. One cast. Anything. There was going to be a lightning from Leshrak. He was halfway through his animation. That would have been a dead hero and a hero advantage. In the meantime, bot tower goes down. Morphling pushing top, though, doing a lot of physical damage here. Doesn't have his Shivas up quite yet, but could waveform out. He does eat a... Oh my god. Wait. Oh, okay. I thought he accidentally used Replicant to go deeper into the fight. Ooh, that was close. But is going to be able to buy his Shivas now. There's the other ultimate orb. He's going to have to go buy a point booster and a orb of venom, I believe. Which I believe is sold at the secret shop. Yes. Orb of Venom. So, Morphling will have his Scotty. It's going to boost up his HP. He's going to be able to shift the rest of his strength to agility. One of the nice things about the item, it's generally not gotten because it doesn't really do one thing really, really well. It's very spread out. But it works out for Morphling because he can transfer that strength. So it's really a 50 agility item with 25 int and some health and mana. That's why it's so good on Morphling.
Haste.
And there we go. So there's all the items. It's going to continue farming in the meantime. GPMs. 475 on Morphling, still increasing. Anti-Mage still sitting at about 580. And in the meantime, Western Wolves is going to smoke up looking for a possible gank. Anti-Mage still farming top. 48k. Definitely going to be the more susceptible of the two in there. Scotty is finished. So he's up to 2k HP. We'll see if he morphs anything over. And there he goes. Probably, just going to do a little bit. So just about 10 strength. Nope, he's going most of the way. 7. Up to 1900 HP. He's hitting really, really hard. This is all agility. This is very dangerous. This is way more dangerous than a hero like Clinks. Clinks has very high damage, but Morphling, you have to remember, is that every point of agility also gives you 1% attack speed. So by having this much agility, makes him more like a machine gun than anything else. So Leshrac on the low ground picks up a drum. Still, I really like the mech pickup. Armor is up. Basic stats all around. Tidehunter still trying to defend this. Sharkska is trying to do a counter push, and Morphling may send back. Once again, can TP. Slow being applied nicely. Still no TP backs from the Dire team. They're actually pushing up the Rex. Going for it. Eidolon's doing damage. March the Machine's reducing the damage, but the tower goes down. Morphling is going to trade this, I think. I think they might trade this. Dire team's going to come back. There's the TPs. Morphling Illusion's staying around, doing a lot of damage to the tower. Look at that. They might take it out by themselves. Shackle trying to stop it, down to 200 HP just from some Morphling Illusions, and he actually left the lane, so didn't even TP back, used Replicant, now pushing up the mid lane. Probably will battle or Butterfly next. Most likely will Butterfly. And another thing, important thing to remember, guys, is the portion of the game where Anti-Mage is stronger than Morphling is probably past at this point. Even though Anti-Mage has more farm than Morphling, 27k versus 22k, I would say. Well, he's going to buy, what is this? It's going to be a Butterfly. Alright, this is going to help out a lot. He does have evasion here. But, Morphling is a ranged hero. That's important to remember. Melee heroes can always be ran away from. You can use Force Staffs. Not the same for a Morphling or any other melee or ranged hero. Doesn't have a lot of range. His range is 350, so it's about halfway between the max ranged hero and a melee. Might find effing Mad, who he's going to get spotted. He blinks past, looking for the waveform, perhaps. Funzy coming through. There's the roar. No, he gets Hex right off the bat. Hasn't Manta split quite yet. There's the waveform. Black Hole is casted. Still has not used his Manta. Finally casting Anti-Mage into the mix. Huge Tide Ravage. They pick off Enigma, going after the remaining heroes, and Crystal Mania is going to get dropped by the Illusion. Cinder as well being slowed. The damage coming out of Morphling is too much. The slow as well being applied, and he goes down. Final hero remaining is Anti-Mage. He may not be able to pick him off, so he's just going to back off here. I think this is a smart decision, but Morphling rocking that team fight much more than Anti-Mage could. Did everybody on Radiant survive? I don't think anybody died there. Tide is alive. He made it back to base. And that's the same thing, man. Ranged heroes. Oh, they're actually going in. Morphling left. Huge communication error for Queen of Pain. Jumps in the team fight. Ulti as well. Oh, that is a loss, man. He thought Morphling was going to stay. He wanted to fight the Anti-Mage, but Morphling left. He used Replicant to go towards the mid lane, so a little bit of miscommunication there. In the meantime, Western Wolves is going to try to push this into a Rax advantage since Queen of Pain is dead. Windrunner's still down. Beastmaster's still down. And Morphling apparently just wants to take all of the outer towers. Doesn't want to actually take the Rax quite yet. But his physical damage is so huge. Anti-Mage comes in. We're going to see the fight happen. Waveforms through. Doesn't want to go for it. Stun lands from Leshrac at least. And no Rax down from Western Wolves. They're also going to back up. Anti-Mage is most of their pushing power, so can't do a whole lot without him at this point. Now, Morphling up to 4,500 gold. Butterfly will definitely be his next goal. Evasion is going to be great against those illusions. Every time they miss, they will not drain the mana. And once again, more agility is always going to be a nice thing. Makes the illusions hit more hard. And Tinker, it's got places to be, man. Picks up a Perseverance, possibly going for a Linken's. I'm assuming he's getting a Linken's. Probably won't be a Refresher, probably won't be a Battle Fury. I think it's going to be a Linken's Sphere, and he does buy it, so cool. I like this item choice. The reason he picked this up, there aren't that many disables on the Dire team, and if any of them are stopped by Linken's Sphere, that's huge. Crystal Maid and Frostbite, probably the weakest of them, but Malefice, Roar, and Shackle Shot, all great. Not to mention, Anti-Mage ulti, always happy to stop that one. They might get chain disables off. There's a follow-up Hex. Yes, there's a Hex from Queen of Pain going back in. Enigma blinks forward, looking for Black Hole. He's actually on cooldown, does the Midnight Pulse. Manta split, where is Morphling at? Morphling needs to get here, he does show up finally. Here comes physical damage on Shoxka. There is a great shackle, but he's taking not nearly enough damage, and Morphling was actually disabled that whole time. Waveform's out. Replicant now, the mana drain, the nukes, Anti-Mage goes down, Rax is dropping as well. But Morphling gonna start cleaning up, he's got 5k gold, there's the Lincoln Sphere disabled. Is taking actually a lot of nuke damage, look for in the waveform, he does Replicant out. And Shoxka down to about half HP, and that's gonna be a Rax, so Western Wolves does take a Rax advantage. Nice little team fight for them. Tide didn't even get his Ravage out. Went for Blade Mail, good item choice. Very rare that you see this, but at this point, his HP is very useful in the sense that you can reflect that damage back. And Morphling actually goes for a Diffusal Blade. Interesting. This does stack with Eye of Skadi, by the way. Eye of Skadi on a ranged hero is a buff placer. This is something that's not readily apparent in Dota 2, unfortunately. Diffusal Blade is an orb. So that means you can have one orb and one buff placer, which means instead of going for something like Lifesteal, he decided to say, I want a frickin' Diffusal Blade. And that means he's going to be draining. He actually bought a Diffusal Blade level 2 right off the bat. Apparently not too concerned about the... Oh. Whoa. That was close. Was that a Lincoln's? Yeah, that was Lincoln's. That Lincoln saved Tinker's life right there. That's why you get a Lincoln Sphere, man. So now he's going to do mana drain of up to 36 mana per hit on any of these heroes. He's got 39 armor. Butterfly would be his next item for sure. Might see a team fight though coming in. Going on Funzy. Funzy taking big hits. Gets the roar off before he dies, but we're down. Henny does not have buyback. Morphling looking for kills. And a couple illusions up. He might actually be aggressive. We'll see. By the way, the ranged illusions do not get mana burn. But he is going to apply slow as well as some great damage. Shackle on the anti-mage illusion. And oh god, they drain so much mana, man. He needs the evasion big time. But with the butterfly up on the Morphling, which he will get eventually, we'll see. It's so farmed here. What is his gold per minute at? It's probably huge. 518. Gold graph itself, dead even. 51 minutes into the game and we're dead even here. Going in, Anti-Mage does the Manta style waveform through, trying to pick off Cinder and looking for the Active Strike. They pick him off right off the bat. He's going to buy back right immediately. Couple slows going on, no tail, in a ton of trouble. Gets frostbite and Tide Ravage is going to keep him alive. Just barely. Anti-Mage may go for it. There's the Adaptive Strike. He's trying to hold it back. Fly gets ultied for 1,000 damage. Gush now on Anti-Mage. And Leshrac goes down, but everybody TPing out. Tide going to be running away. In the meantime, Morphling going for the back door. Wants to take out the melee barracks. He's going to trade here. Does he have Replicant? No, he doesn't. There's the Lincoln Sphere. He uses waveform. He's going to try to TP. Looking for Aurora. He's not going to make it. Gets nuked on. He's going to have to buy back now. But he takes the melee barracks at least. Mid racks are still up, and there's so many susceptible buildings now. But Fnatic taking a slight advantage. That's going to equal up the spawn now. There's still going to be ranged heroes, or ranged units for the Dire team that are more effective, but Morphling finally forced a buyback for the first time this game, and Dire team's actually immediately going for Roshan. Very smart choices. 542 last hits for Anti-Mage. It's a lot of farm. Morphling at 380, 383. Oops. And GPMs themselves, 27k gold up on Morphling, 34 on Anti-Mage. There's a lot of other heroes on the Radiant team that are very well farmed. Queen of Pain did pick up the MKB. And any other items? God, there's so many good items in this game. Ghost Scepter picked up on Leshrac, good choice. Windrunner sitting on Cheese, nothing new for her. A lot of Boots of Travel. And Anti-Mage has not moved on since his Butterfly quite yet. God, I don't even know what he'd get next. Probably Abyssal Blade. Does take a sheep, though. No Tail getting jumped on. No Tail making a huge mistake. Gets chain stunned. And is going to go down. Laser used on Shoxka. He's down to 1400 HP. Morphling is in the mix, trying to pick off some heroes. Finds a Crystal Maiden. Manta has not been used yet. Lincoln Sphere gets disabled. Shoxka trading hits. Might be able to get him. Still is not manted. And they pick off heroes. Anti-Mage barely blinks out. Looks like Windrunner does drop, and Shoxka is going to make it. Wow, that was close. He still didn't use his Manta. I don't know what he's doing, man. Got to use that Manta style. Going after Effie Mad. There's the sheep there. No Tail buys back. And that is a dead Enigma. So all of a sudden, Fnatic coming back, going for the push. 4 heroes are dead. Great team fight win for them. I don't know why he didn't Manta, but he did not. Whatever. He's up to 2400 gold. Probably still on buyback cooldown, but he does have the gold for that. Queen of Pain was way too aggressive there. Keeps just getting... I mean, it's like one Frostbite and Queen of Pain dies. That's all it is. Anti-Mage blinks in, does the Manta split, and Queen of Pain is down. but I think they're going to get a double Rex here. Melee barracks as well as the range barracks in a lot of trouble. There's the Morphling split. Going to clear the creep wave. Machine gun damage on the towers. And there's the melee barracks going for top. No Tail is going to take the top barracks. I have no idea who that is. Bot Rex goes down, or bot tower. Anti-mage splitting, trying to drain his mana. Melee is going to go down. Range barracks just might go down. Killing the illusion. Shockskin goes in, tries to get the kill. Huge ulti hits on 2 heroes. But the damage coming out of Anti-mage is going to go down. He gets picked off, and that's going to be the end of the game. Fnatic's going to take the range barracks. That is mega creeps. And Anti-mage has great pushing power, but it's not going to be enough, man. Fnatic is going to take the win here. Another awesome game. 2 epic games in a row. How lucky are we? Anti-mage goes back to base. Or Morphling does. Sorry about that. Transferring all stats to agility. Going to sell his Aquila. He is so close. He's actually going for an Ethereal. Also very, very good. Butterfly and or Ethereal. Can't believe I haven't thought about that in a long time, but yeah, Diffusal Blade, great for draining the mana. Surprisingly, they were able to drain Anti-Mage's mana, burst him down. He actually goes for a Demon Edge, so was going to make a MKB. And this is the final push coming out of Western Wolves. It's not over yet. If they can throw it here, I guess. I guess I called it too early. But if they defend this push, it's over. Western Wolves, this is their dying push. After this, they lose. Guaranteed. If they don't win a team fight one-sided and take mega creeps, I don't know, man. Morphling does have the Ghost Scepter. Doesn't have the Eagle Song. Wants buyback just in case. No Tail taking some nukes. There's the ulti. Blink forward. Malphite, Anti-Mage going in. Manta split. Ulti on No Tail. No Tail gets picked off. Probably still on buyback cooldown. And Windrunner might get dropped. Yes, Windrunner is dropped. Morphling going to change targets. Crystal Maiden doing some nice AoE. Tidehunter is down. Anti-Mage still in the mix. Morphling, it's 2 heroes dead for each team. Morphling going to be running away from this one. Just wants to buy time. He doesn't have to fight this. Anti-Mage is going back in. Tide's showing up. Blade Mail on cooldown. Does he eat Malefice? And Henny is going to teleport back. Going to be coming back in shortly. Effing Med. There's the Adaptive Strike. Needs one hit. Does get the Enigma. So not trading hits. Going back on him, but the Butterfly giving him great evasion. There's a Sheep now. Chase up. Gush as well. Shock's getting some trouble. Looking for another Sheep. And he's going to get it off. He goes down. Anti-Mage drops. And they're going to defend it. They're going to hold it. Fnatic holds off the push. And look at the creeps, man. Doing the damage. Looks like Arrow goes in. TP's in. There's the waveform. Wants the kill. And yeah, there's the Diffusal Blade being used. He goes down, TP in from Tinker, and this is not technically backdoor, but the fast boots of travel in to be aggressive. All 4 heroes are dead, and good game is going to be called. Fnatic holds it off. Very, very well played by Fnatic. They shut down the Anti-Mage with Morphling Far. They played so well. They played so well, guys. They held off the ganked Anti-Mage multiple times. Morphling farmed like crazy. Didn't keep up with the Anti-Mage, but that's understandable. Battle Fury is so good. No Tail talking shit about his teammates. So that's it, guys. 56-minute game. 2 awesome games today for Star Series. Thank you for tuning in. That was so good. And that's it for today's broadcast. We have no more games. I have to leave the house anyway. So once again, my name is Purge. Go check out GhostofGamers.net. We'll be back on Saturday with the Gosu League. And I believe we have some more games coming up tomorrow. I think there's one more day of Star Series, if not 2. And check me out on YouTube, youtube.com/PurgeGamers. I'm going to put the VODs there overnight or in the next couple hours. That should be pretty easy to do. I have to do some VOD editing now. But thanks for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys choosing me in the stream. And I'll be back tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Goodbye.